I would assume Roddy Ricch is doing a lot of some kind of drug. He doesn't have anything that I correlate to him. He's dropping this new record with Mustard, and he's bragging that he made it in 7 minutes. First of all, the song's called Crazy. I don't know how many more songs we need that are called Crazy. You're bragging that you made it in 7 minutes. Is that any better than you taking 2 years to make an album? Which is the problem, because we don't even know how to help you. On top of this drama with Meek Mill saying, yeah, he brought Roddy Ricch to the label and then they cut him out, same way they did with him and Rose, apparently. It's just such industry drama. But Meek is claiming because he is, independent and has his own money, he doesn't need them, so he can speak out and tell the truth, and he wishes other people would do the same. It's very interesting to think of how these artists are still being taken advantage of in the modern day. My question is, was Roddy really led astray? Could he have been better off under the guidance of Meek Mill? Let's think about where Meek Mill is at right now. I know he's not the greatest example of longevity and staying relevant, but Meek has been able to sustain a career, I guess. This 2 Chainz record. You hired best of performing. I had to go trap in the morning. He just sounds so bored. Roddy doesn't put any effort into anything. He was recently forced to call off his performance because he got sick. It seems like a string of bad luck for him. I feel pretty bad because nobody wants to see this. I think everybody had expectations for where Roddy's career was actually headed. At this point, we can wonder, why are his fans actually clowning him? And I think it has to do with he's not living up to everything he says he is. The real issue is we don't know who Roddy Ricch is. I don't know his personality. And for him to be on Forbes, that's insane. But you made a lot of money and nobody knows anything about you. And he's not relatable. He deactivated his account. And I've been watching for a while to kind of just see if there's even a mutual consensus among the audience. I mean, I dropped a review, my own review of his album, and I got 2 likes over here, right? A lot of y'all hated it. No one agreed with me. And it's super ironic because everybody's now saying the same shit that I said originally. So, okay, those people probably don't agree with the majority of people that are not liking Roddy's current wave of music. I've had all these conversations with my friends. Everybody's kind of saying the same thing. It's like, what happened? We don't know. Like, there was a lot of expectation. There's a couple of years that we waited as an audience, as fans, to hype something up like as if it's way bigger than it's going to really be. It's normal. But to completely under-deliver, the problem with Roddy Ricch is I get the vibe that he's a major hypocrite. Think about his excuse for the album Live Life Fast, but he really means to live slow. The entire marketing, the whole rollout, you get to really see what kind of personality that he has. And I think that he's just being exposed as a hypocrite more than anything. Roddy Ricch is basically starting to feel more like a fluke as time goes on, with one major song that popped off. It's starting to seem like he might have just got a little lucky. To not take your time on the actual album, to get the major features, still not deliver. There was a lot of expectation, not just from fans to deliver. I could imagine on yourself, you put a lot of pressure to deliver a great project. He's very wishy-washy. Roddy Ricch doesn't have a personality. He doesn't have anything that he stands on. I don't really know who he is, if I'm being completely honest. It's ironic that he would get self-conscious and delete and disappear. He seems like somebody that would stand on his own principles, but this further goes to show Roddy doesn't know what he believes in. He thinks that he can just test things out. That is such an old head move. He might think he's doing shit the best way. I bet people would advise Roddy to let us do this on your behalf. But I bet he doesn't want that. I bet he has way too much pride to be learning how to navigate properly. This is one of the like major problems. My main point is his personality doesn't really exist. I wish I could tie him to something other than cars and jewelry. He's the most cliche aesthetic. To be fair, this is quite the psychological experiment. If you thought Lil Pump was a great example, this needs to be studied even further than that. The trajectory of this guy's career, I think we expected a lot more from Roddy Ricch than we would have Lil Pump. And it just kind of goes to show that whether you have a hot wave or your single could be just timeless and make you money. Maybe not forever, but for a long time. The key to staying relevant, apparently, is to be dropping consistently. He didn't do anything. We didn't get anything. My best advice was to keep working with Mustard. Everybody thinks that his album was great. That's on you. I would argue that Roddy Ricch was the biggest disappointment of 2021. Yeah, he's way too predictable, and we don't know who he is. It's the same melodies all the time. Roddy Ricch doesn't seem like the type of guy who's going to take PR and media training. He looks like he just goes into a room and just speaks what's on his mind. And this is one of his flaws. He's not the most intellectual person. Maybe you need to game plan a little bit better, or just not get so fucking high and be able to speak your mind in person. Roddy Ricch doesn't seem like he asks any questions. In my opinion, I feel like some people don't make great bosses. Maybe they're not experts at delegating, and they don't know how to do things, and they trust themselves to handle shit way too much. And even more so when you have money and your ego is inflated. The idea of your personality flaws being exacerbated even more so. It sucks. You're under a microscope. Any little thing that you do, it is easy to clown on somebody. It's super easy to say, look what you said here, and why are you doing this? Which is the whole reason I'm making this video. We haven't really seen Roddy Ricch grow or mature in a few years. We really hoped that he was going to deliver something that could at least push the boundary, could at least maintain his relevance. It sounds a little corny. I'm kind of wondering if he's starting to fit in the box of Corday, even though he's definitely exceeding in terms of the numbers and sales. But I feel just like Corday, he's extremely unrelatable, unpersonable, and doesn't have a connection to anything else other than his actual music and money. These are just my personal thoughts. I kind of just hate the internet clowning on somebody, and I wanted to understand what is the whole psychology behind this and why are we picking on somebody. But I feel like this is the main problem with hyping yourself as an artist and under delivering and over promising. It's extremely common, especially in hip hop, more than any other genre, where egos are on the line and you have something to prove. Everybody is trying to do better than the other person. In what other genre do artists get exposed so easily? We're not out here saying Tim McGraw didn't really live that life. It's just crazy to think about the times that we live in, because the microscope is only zooming in.